My love, there's only you in my life, the only thing that's right. My first love, your every breath that I take, your every move I make, and I want to share all my love with you. No one else will do. And your eyes, your eyes, your eyes, they tell me how much you care. Whoa, you will always be my endless love. Cute, simple, different, fast. I'm gonna give it all to you. 20 gauge, 6mm, 4mm. That's it. How much do we take? I don't know. I never know. Why do I never know? Because I don't plan anything. Let's do almost a foot, almost a third of a meter, just to be safe. Okay? Thread these beads through to the middle of your wire. Slip sliding along. Slip sliding along. There we go. Now we're in the middle. Okay. Now we crimp it and we crimp it because that's what we do. Make a little loop at the top. Boop, 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 boop. Now you can use your round nose if you're not confident doing it with your fingers like I just did. Did you see that ninja move? Totally with my fingers. But you can do it on these guys, or you can do what I'm doing now and make it a little tighter. You don't want it too tight because you want the other wire to come up and have a little bit to grab onto. So this is almost the same size as my 4mm bead. Actually, it is about the same size. Okay, so now, oh wait, I didn't want to go to the middle of the wire. What was I talking about? All right, well now these are going to come out different than I wanted them to, but they'll come out even better. Okay, so the only thing I got to do here is turn this around like that. Okay, that's fine. Let's move this guy over here. These are weird looking pliers. I just grabbed them. You can use any pliers. I just wanted to put him on this side like that because this guy is, now I want my loops to come around this way. So whenever I start my loop, I bend it backwards from the way I want to loop it because that gives it a nice tight loop. And then just gonna make this loop and we're gonna roll it. Again, you can do it with your fingers, you can do it with the round nose pliers, whatever you prefer. But that's not how I wanted to do it. Nothing in this thing is turning out right. That's okay. We'll do the same thing here. We'll hold it right here, come around this way. There we go. That actually makes it nice and tighter. So that's fine. Now let's begin. Now what we want to do is make these loops really tight, and you can start to fan them out bigger and bigger as you go along, or you can make them all the same size. It does not matter to me, but try to estimate when you fold them back where the middle is going to be, because that's, if you're doing it bigger and bigger and then smaller and smaller, you want that to be the middle. I hope I don't run out of wire. I really should not have done it from the middle of the wire. Should have done it from the end so I had more wire. But anyway, okay, so that's going to be my middle. So that's my largest loop. And then I'm going to come back down to smaller loops. And am I going to run out? Yeah, I'm about to run out. Let's see. Okay, so that's fine, because I wanted to do one more loop and then get it in to have this fan out really wide, but I kind of like it like that. That's close enough. So I've just enough. I just barely didn't run out of wire. So now we're going to scarf this top loop, meaning we're just going to wrap the wire around a couple times. Get out of the way. And get it right in there. And then bam. Then we're going to tuck it. See the little bowl made by the scarf? We're going to, this camera, there we go. See it? You're going to tuck that little sharp end right into the bowl right there. And he's in. And double check to make sure there's no scratch, but you can pretty much see if you got him in good. Boom. Now you can adjust these guys, fold them a little bit flatter, you know. But it's probably better that I ran out of wire when I did, because this is just the right amount of fan to come around. We want a nice half circle. Okay? So cute, right? And you can end it there. You can take this one and wrap it around too and tuck it and you're done. Or if you want, you can cut this maybe right there and make a little pretty swirl to go on the other side. I'm going to do that because I happen to have this wire left. So I don't want it too big of a swirl because I don't want it to snag on something. So that's just about a little less than 2 inches. It's about 4 centimeters. So we're just going to make a cute little teeny tiny little hook, and we're going to flatten it like that. Oops, we slipped. That's okay. And then we're going to roll it like this, and then we're going to keep rolling it sideways really tight. You have to press really tight when you do this, because if you slip, like you saw me slip when I was trying to grab it, if you slip on this part, you're going to scratch the wire, and then it's going to look all scratched, like a cat got to it. That's not how you want it to look. There we go. There is our little half butterfly wing, or whatever you want to call it. It's kind of cute, right? And you can just put that right over the top, like that. Super cute. Hang a little dangly thing if you want to make it more cute, or just leave it as it is. So the only thing I'm going to say for the next one, take the same amount of wire, which was, oh, I hope I told you this was 20 gauge, right? Take the same amount, there's like a little less than a foot, but this time, instead of starting in the middle, put your 3 beads leave about 3 inches, and then put your 3 beads right there, and then use the rest of the length of wire to do that part, okay? So we'll do that. And crimp, it doesn't matter which way you crimp it, because you can always twist it around if it's not the way you wanted it to be. But basically, you want to get you want to get the beads tight so they're not bouncing up and down. And then I always bend it one way, and then when I loop it, I bend it back the other way. That gives me a nice uniform loop. So I roll it around my pliers like this, and bam, that, and then do that again. And there you go. I have just enough to make that little swirl at the end. And this one is going to start making my loops. And try to make it match this one, and then we can just flip it around so it's going the opposite way. And again, see, look, these beads are kind of moving up and down, so we want to crimp it tighter and roll this first loop tighter. And yeah, let's lock this first loop in. So my accident actually turned into a good thing when I did that first one, because we got them both loops are locked in by getting the wire wrapped around the little neck of it, if it was a little face. And now we'll just start making our little cute little guys. And you know, you can hold it up against there to kind of make it the same, but don't go crazy trying to make it perfect. It's never going to be perfect, and no one's going to care. The object is not to make it perfect. The object is to make it cute. If you see 2 little sisters, you don't look at them and say, hey, they're not exactly identical. You just say, oh, they're so cute. And if they're a little bit different, sometimes that's even better. All right, but I am kind of checking that because it's just easier. If you have it right there, you might as well, right? See that last loop? Let's make that a little bigger. Let's pull it out a little bit. It's pretty easy to play with these loops. Just get them just right. And then that last one was the big one. So I didn't quite make it the way I wanted, where I went small, 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 big, 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 small, 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 like in a uniform thing, but that's okay, because basically I'm so fascinated with my own amazingness that it really doesn't matter what I do. Like, it's always going to be the best thing that was ever done. And I'm so humble too. Like, so how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just one more, just like I was hoping. And that one's a little smaller. And we're good. And boom, now we scarf it. And it's almost exactly the same. Give him a hug around there. Let me give you a hug around your shoulders, buddy. Get it right up in there. Pull it tight. Come around. This time I have some extra wire to play with because I did it right. So I can come around a few times if I want. But see, the really ideal way I was going to do it is going to wrap around a couple times, if the camera will focus on the right part for you. But not too high, because you want to have a little bit of room to tuck it in there. Bam. And then shove that little tab right into the bowl. Boom. He's in. This guy makes a swirl. Aha. But I wanted them opposite. Just flip him around. And now we got to move his swirl back to the front. And this swirl is a little bit bigger than this one. You can't even tell, probably. I can tell. You can just leave it. If it's really noticeable, you can unwind it again. You're not really going to hurt it, trust me, because nobody's going to be looking at the quality of your swirl. Like, that swirl is not as perfect as another swirl I've seen in my day. Believe me, I'm a swirl inspector. But in any case, because that one, if you start each one at the same time and you do them back and forth, then you'll get them more uniform. But anyway, I'm just going to cut a little bit off right there, and maybe a little bit more, and that will give me more of a uniform swirl. And don't worry that the wire looks all wonky now. Once we put it back into a swirl, no one will know except you and me, and I won't tell, and you won't tell. There we go. The only reason I wanted to make that swirl a little smaller is because I didn't want him to totally cover up that rose quartz right there. I wanted him to like be bowing in front of the rose, like putting his arm across in front of the rose quartz like he was taking a bow, but not totally covering up because rose quartz is pretty stone. Okay, I'm just fixing these, making them bent right and straight, and boom. Ta-da! You put it together and you have like a butterfly. Or you can pretend these are two butterflies, like with their profile facing each other, and they're in love. Hello, hello.
My love, there's only you in my life, the only thing that's right. My first love, your every breath that I take, your every move I make, and I want to share all my love with you. No one else will do. And in your eyes, your eyes, your eyes.
It's really hard to get up high on that female butterfly voice. Should have waited till my hoarseness went totally away. Let's try it a little bit lower. This is after you give the butterflies a little bit of hormone, testosterone. My love, there's only you in my life, the only thing that's right.
My first love, your every breath that I take, your every move I make.
And I want to share all my love,
oh, with you.
No one else will do. In your eyes, oops, I forgot the note.
Your eyes,
They tell me how much you care. Whoa, yes, you will always be
my butterfly love.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Let's put the earring hooks on. Now, you know how butterflies sometimes have those long little dangly things at the bottom of their bottom wing? Well, what a perfect thing for these guys, right? Let's do it. So just get a couple more formal movements. Just get a little bit of 5 inches. Just do a little loopy at the top. Boom, right angle. Boop, roll it back. Ta-da! Got our little loopy. Here's our little loop. And there we go. And do the loop on this side. But we'll make it a big fat loop. Like that. There we go. Now we'll take it and we'll wrap it like this, and then we'll wrap it once around the bead. Oh, pretty. And then we'll wrap it around the top. And around the top again. And let's see. Yeah, we'll just go around once, not too much. And cut that little tab and stick it in the little part of the scarf right there, just like we did all the others. Tuck it in, dunk, it's tucked, boom. Now watch this, this is the fun part. So grab this right here. You might need 2 pairs of pliers, but I'm gonna do it with my fingers because I have superpower fingers. You just twist, let's get a little twist in there. Look at that. Cute, right? If you make a longer one, you could probably do 2 twists. But straighten that out. Squeeze that a little bit. And there we go. Voila. And see how that looks? Now you can put a jump ring to connect it, make it a little wobbly, or you can just hook it up right there. Just open that little loop right there and just put it right on. Boom. Tuck it right, make sure you tuck it real tight so it doesn't come undone. And there you go. And it doesn't have to be this guy. You could add a charm, you know, whatever you want to do. Now the second one I decided to not go with such a long one because this is almost too long. So I just did one big loop like that. Maybe still flatten it a little bit if you want. Make it a little bit on the skinny side. But focus, you weirdo. Okay, there we go. But I'm actually, let's see which side opens. I think it's this side. Yeah, I actually want to turn this a quarter turn. So it's like that. And so my loop is showing there, and that way when it faces forward, the loop will show better. And put it on, which means if I want them to match, I'm gonna have to undo one of them, maybe redo that one with a shorter one. Let's see. Oh, they're looking so cool. And they're so in love. They should sing another song. I honestly can't decide if I like it better with the longer part or the not as long part. You guys decide when you make your own. It looks good either way. My love, there's only you in my life, the only thing that's right.
My first love, you're every breath that I take, you're every move I make.
And
I want to share all my love with you.
no one else will do. And your eyes,
Your eyes,
they tell me how much you care. Whoa,
you'll always be
my endless love.